Welcome to our Devos, where we have been talking about thinking about others. An exciting subject because all of us have to deal with other people in some way, shape, or form. And so sometimes when we're dealing with people, it doesn't always go so well. Sometimes we're in a situation with someone and their behavior is bad. Sometimes we're in a situation where we have to do something that we don't like to accommodate someone that maybe has done something wrong to us. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a talk out of both sides of my mouth scenario for a second. Every now and again, you're going to have the opportunity in your life to retaliate or to get even with somebody, or even not to do something that you committed to doing, but you can get out of it because of that other person's bad behavior. I'm going to make a suggestion that is revolutionary. I'm going to suggest that you go the bonus mile. Go the bonus mile. Now, if you look with me in Matthew chapter 5, verse 41, Jesus says, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Now, there's a lot of context to this that we're missing because a lot of times people refer to this as, oh, this is how you should be working. You should be working by going the extra mile and living the extra mile. And you could apply it to that maybe, but really what Jesus is talking about here is retaliation. You see, back in that time, when a Roman soldier would tell a Jewish person that they had to go with them a mile, they had to travel with them a mile, that was all they were legally required by Roman law to do, just 1 mile. Jesus said, hey, if you're forced to do something you don't want to do it an extra mile. Show them, go extra. This is also the same set of passages where Jesus talks about turning the other cheek and, not retaliating evil for evil. So it's not like this is like going the extra mile and you're going to get a promotion. No, it's like somebody evil is, kind of doing something to you and you go the extra mile by showing that you're not restricting your character by retaliating. That's essentially what this comes down to. Now, why am I talking out of both sides of my mouth? Well, I will tell you that as a Christian, you are not to put yourself in a position necessarily where you're being abused or mistreated or exploited. However, I want you to know that God gives you, listen to this, the opportunity in situations where you have the right to something, not to exercise that right. You have the right to something, but you don't have to exercise that right, okay? For instance, if you are in line and somebody is behind you in line and you have been waiting, this person's miserable, this person's upset, and I've been in these situations before, or somebody's nasty with you at customer service, or somebody does something horrible to you and you have a right to retaliate. Hey, I'm going to call your manager. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and tell your boss something that you did. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand in this place in line, and I was here first, and I could do whatever I want because I have the right. You can do that. It's not illegal. It's not unlawful. But the challenge from Jesus is this. Well, why don't you serve them? Why don't you let them go ahead of you? Why don't you try to do something to bless their day? I'll never forget. This is a Randy story. Pastor Mike has told it before. Randy, who went home to be with the Lord, his youngest son. I remember one day he called me and he told me about a situation where he had a nasty encounter with someone at I think it was either at Target or Koons, I can't remember. Randy was always shopping, so I'm not sure where it was. But he had a nasty interaction with someone because Randy parked in a handicap spot. And they got really mad and they screamed at him because they saw this young, otherwise healthy 27-year-old man getting out of his van, and going into the market and walking. Now remember, what people don't realize is Randy had horrible, horrible health problems. And sometimes if you'd see him at church, he didn't appear that way. I mean, he always was dressed well. He always, carried himself well. He's always smiling, making eye, all the things. But behind the scenes, we all knew, he's really sick. He's sicker than most people would ever know, okay? So he went in after this person yelled at him, berated him. Oh, look, you could park in that handicapped spot. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with you. There's other people that are older than you. There's other people that are this. So Randy went inside the store. He proceeded to pick up whatever he wanted to. He came outside. He had bought that person a gift card for the store that he was going into, and he handed it to him. And he said, I think you're having a rough day, and I just wanted this to bless you. Now, did Randy have a right to do whatever? Yeah, he could have said, hey, go pound salt. I'm sick. You don't even know. I had all these problems. No. What did he do? He went the extra mile. It's not in relation to doing good at his job. No, it's in relation to he didn't retaliate, and instead he chose to bless. Paul talks about this in Romans when he says to bless your enemies, and it's like you put heaping hot coals on their heads. It's true. When you're kind to someone who's unkind to you, it literally changes them, and it's challenging them. They feel bad about this. So think about this in terms of your life. Think about it in terms of what you might do coming forward, that you do not repay evil for evil, but instead maybe go the bonus mile. See what God does with that.